So I wanted to start right out and say what this video is about. It's about gentrification, the problem of gentrification, which is not just a problem of people north of the border, for instance, coming to Mexico, or people from developed countries going to non-developed countries. Gentrification is a problem all over the world. Gentrification happens in San Francisco. I lived in the Bay Area for almost 20 years, and there's plenty of gentrification in all over the world, even the United States. So it's not like the only gentrification that's going on in the world is Americans or Canadians moving to Mexico, obviously. But I am going to share a clip that I made talking more in depth about the issue of gentrification. And before I do that, I'm going to post up here on the video a picture of the text message that I got from, presumably, I'm assuming it's a Mexican, talking about how they feel about people north of the border being in their country. So here it is, posting it, and now I'm going to go into the video, taking the main plaza in San Miguel, where I will be mostly talking about gentrification. Sitting in the plaza in central El Centro, San Miguel de Allende. It's a beautiful night. The temperatures are probably in the 60s, probably 70s or around 70. I've got a short sleeve shirt on. I'm just enjoying my time here in San Miguel, right in the middle of it all, in the Plaza Central, or Zocala is one word that they call their central plazas. And it's been a wonderful week that I've had in San Miguel. The food has been great. The weather has been great. The people have been really good. I've met a lot of nice people. And this is obviously like ground zero for expats in Mexico. One of the ground zeros. Lake Chapala area obviously has a lot of expats. But when I looked up on ChatGPT, it said like 5,000 to 7,000 Gringos, Canadians, and Americans are living in San Miguel. And a lot of tourism here, a lot of Mexican national tourism, and a lot of tourism from north of the border as well. This place can get pretty full of people who are visiting, although obviously a lot of people come here to live as well. One issue that's come up while I've been here is the issue of gentrification. I did get a notice on a comment on one of my videos from last week, actually, that said stay out of Mexico. And I didn't know what to make of that. It's kind of alarming and shocking to me that somebody would say stay out of Mexico on my YouTube channel, but I've never had any Mexicans say anything like that to me directly, face to face. So it's just kind of interesting that it happened online. Sometimes people are willing to say things online that they're not willing to say in person. But the issue of gentrification is real. I think that was what this is really all about, is that with so many Americans and Canadians and people from other developed countries coming to Mexico, the gentrification is real. There's people with wealth moving into areas that kind of end up pricing out the locals. The locals can no longer afford the rents because the rents go up due to the gringos moving here. Prices in the restaurants go up, everything goes up, and a lot of the locals can't afford it unless they're able to pivot and make money off of the tourism and the expats that are moving in. But it is, a concern that when we, north of the border people come down here, it changes the economy. Now, obviously, Mexico is a big country. There are, as I understand it, 1.6 million gringos, Americans and Canadians living in Mexico. But, the fact is that when we come down, it makes an impact on the culture here. It's kind of localized. If you look at, the tens and tens of millions of Mexicans that live here, their lives aren't all necessarily affected by the gringos that are moving here. But it does have an impact, especially in certain localized areas. Like Chapala area has been greatly transformed by the gringos, and the San Miguel area, it's definitely affecting what's going on here. And so me coming down here, how do we as, gringos, people north of the border come down here? How can we support the local population without coming in and displacing people? I've seen a documentary about Oaxaca where people talked about going to the indigenous communities and staying there in their ecotourism that they have there, as opposed to staying in the central areas and giving money to the wealthy hotel owners, right? So I think that's one way we can support it, is by supporting the locals, giving money to the locals. You know, I saw an indigenous woman on the street selling some handcrafts, and I gave her a few pesos. You know, I'm doing my part. But, you know, it's obviously something for me to really think about, is like, how does my presence here impact the local people, and how can I support them and not be harming them? So that's one thing that, you know, if you have any thoughts in the comments about how we north of the border people can not be adding to the gentrification problem, but how we can actually be supporting local people in Mexico and around the world, in developing countries where people from developed countries have gone to move to live or for tourism. How can we not be a negative impact on the local population? So please put your comments. If you like this video, please give it a like or subscribe to the channel. This helps us get out to more people. But I'm really interested in this issue because I did get the comment this week on my YouTube channel, stay out of Mexico. So I'm wondering what people's comments are on this and what we can do to support locals as opposed to harming the local population. So anyway, this is my video for this week. Please like and subscribe, as I said, and look forward to more content. I'll be in Mexico City within 24 hours, so I do plan to provide more content from the rest of my trip in Mexico. Thanks very much.